everybody, I'm the Reluctant Reviewer and
QP83.
And what are we here for?
So, as you know, we both attended Toy Fair.
We did!
And it was awesome, but there's a lot that goes into preparing for Toy Fair, and it's hard to know what to expect. And even as a second-year attendee, it's a hard thing to do, to go to Toy Fair and kind of like have all of your bearings. So we're going to talk about, you know, how Toy Fair is, what to expect, and maybe how to prep well for it. So you're not, you know, overstimulated at every corner.
Get good shoes. Good shoes.
So, first off, one thing you need to know about Toy Fair is if you really want to see a booth, you should probably make an appointment to see said booth. For example, if you want to see the Madame Alexander booth, which is wide open, and they're probably super friendly if you know, are trying to fit in something and you wanted to see it. It's easiest if you make an appointment to speak to a rep. They'll walk you around the booth. They'll tell you what you can take pictures of, what you can't take pictures of, what's new for the year. They'll give you all that important information. So if you can make an appointment, make an appointment. I don't think you need to make an appointment with everyone you want to see. If it's a mom and pop place, they'll probably be fine if you just say, hey, I'm so-and-so, I have a YouTube channel. I would like to talk to you about your products. Can I record you? They'll probably be fine without an appointment. But the big places, Madame Alexander, Just Play, Jack's Pacific, like the big names in the industry, you have to make an appointment.
And it's kind of weird because YouTubers and bloggers are still kind of, they're like, who are you? What do you do? Oh.
Yeah.
You videotape things. Oh, interesting. So they're still trying to learn about what goes on, so you still kind of looked at this foreign entry that's coming in the room. But in the mom and pop area, they really like it because you're really more prone to take tape of their booth and everything and give them some advertising.
Exactly. That's another important thing to note is some people don't care about if you're a blogger or a YouTuber or a online media source. They just don't care about you. Some people just want to sell their products to a manufacturer or to a distributor so they can get them in Target or Walmart or wherever. So some people might not be cool with having a camera, in their booth, which is always important to just ask permission before trying to take pictures of things, introduce yourself to the booth owner. Most of the times a booth owner will just be like, hey, how you doing? Where are you from? And then you can hand them your business card. Also very important, always have a business card.
I have one now.
Places like Mattel, for example, in order to get into their booth, we had to give them a business card, just so they knew we were legit.
Plus, places like Mattel, then they will send you basically a press kit through email with pictures if you need better pictures and things. So don't worry about that stuff if you can't get a good shot. That's another thing. It's sometimes it's hard, the way the booths are set up and the lighting, to get good pictures.
Yeah. Especially in the row of doll booths. That's like horrible.
Yeah.
The lighting is always horrible. So, yeah. It's good to know. Definitely bring multiple camera batteries, multiple chargers if you have chargers. Microphones work wonders in the Javits Center because it's like a convention. If you've ever been to a convention, it's booth. People talking here, people talking there, people talking here. There's the hum of the room in general. So microphone, awesome. There's a lot of booths, so walking shoes.
Oh. Yes. You definitely get a workout. Your thighs are going to hurt unless you go to the health club every day. And then, you're going to go back to your room and then you're going to change anyway and you're going to walk down Times Square. So it's definitely a lot of walking around.
Lots of walking around. If
you've been to conventions, you know that already. That's just something you do, whether it's an anime convention or a comic book convention, entertainment convention. You have walking. It comes with the territory.
What is nice is they'll let you use rolling backpacks. So some convention halls are like, no, we don't want rolling backpacks. But because the show is so large and the aisles aren't super, super tight, you can roll around with a backpack, which is really nice, especially if you get lots of paperwork, which sometimes you do. I didn't get as much paperwork this year as I did last year.
Because you were dragging me around. Did we not get to everything?
No, I just don't think people were handing out paper. So, okay, well, did we touch on everything that's important? Make appointments. Time management, super important. If you want to see stuff that you don't have an appointment for, maybe consider that while booking your appointments. Maybe only book your appointments on Sunday, and then have a full day where you could just walk around the show wherever you want to go, because there are lots of layers and lots of levels.
And some people put their appointments in special little wings, different little office areas that aren't even part of the regular convention area. So you have to kind of know where you're at. Javits has a lot of stuff that's outside the hall that they do little things and advertising, like the pom-pom stuff was out in the hall doing it. What else?
The one thing, also, don't expect to get a lot of freebies, especially when it comes to YouTubing and blogging. There's the occasional person or company that will send you stuff to review. Don't expect it from Toy Fair, just because the main purpose of Toy Fair is not to give bloggers content. It's to sell, certain wares to people that own shops, things like that. It's to get this mom and pop idea into, Mattel's hands so Mattel can distribute it, or things like that. It's not, the main point is not to give QP83's channel lots of content for a full year. So don't expect lots of free stuff. But on the other side of that, if you hand out your business card and, make the connection, that's good. As long as you have the connection, if it's a product you really like, you can do your coverage, send it to them, and then, keep that communication going to maybe a point where they say, hey, do you want a sample? We can put it, you can put it on your channel.
I was amazed at how many people saw her come to a booth and you're here! And I'm like, wow, they really do know her, and she keeps in contact back and forth.
Yes.
And they were happy to see her, so that was marvelous.
Yeah, JC Toys was really great about that. So shout out to JC Toys, because we didn't put them in the Toy Fair video.
Well, Queen's Treasure was happy to see you,
Treasures. So yeah, it's like that sort of making connections thing is what I totally failed out at in college. So hence not having a job in the industry I wanted to work in. But for blogging and YouTubing, it's very important, especially if you're like a lone wolf like I am, where I don't have a network backing me and working for me. So yes, very, very important. Don't expect free things, but if you make the right connections, maybe you'll get free things.
Remember to eat. If you're invited there as press, they do in the morning have things like yogurt. If you get there quickly, yogurt, and they keep coffee and tea going for you, and a place for you to charge stuff, and some really nice comfy couches, which I really appreciated sitting in, and a lot of chocolate to keep you going. Okay, let's face it, it's a hall, it's a convention hall. When you buy food, they have a lot of different places to buy food, and they have like that whole little mall kind of atmosphere where you get, here's a booth here, here's a booth, different things to eat. They all taste the same. So remember, save all your energy and pennies to go to a regular restaurant in New York while you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, you get fries, even the onion rings, everything tastes the same.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
The lines were really, really long for that stuff too. Starbucks, was it Starbucks?
Starbucks had a humongous line.
My goodness, I don't know what everybody was getting there, but
if
it
you're
was
press,
huge.
Don't use the Starbucks. Just get the free stuff in the press area.
But yeah, getting a yogurt in the morning from the press area, that like made my day. I didn't have to buy it, and it was good, and it was enough to keep me going, and I really appreciated it. So things like that, take the perks. And they have a coat, place to put your coat at. You can either pay to have your coat put away, or the press area has one that they don't watch, but that you can put your stuff away in there, free. So.
Yeah, and if it's just a jacket, I mean, who's going to steal a jacket? It was a little cold, so I was worried about my gloves and like my hat.
Yes, if it's cold, remember to bring your gloves and your hat and your scarf. Otherwise, you're going to the souvenir shops and buying them there. They made tons of money selling hats and coats and gloves this past weekend.
Both of us ended up with New York City gloves.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a bit of what to expect. It's just a lot of walking, a lot of talking, and a lot of like mingling and doing whatever you specialize in, taking photos, video. whatever have you.
So if you have questions for the 2-year veteran over here, just pass them along and she'll answer them
Yeah,
for you.
or the 1-year veteran. You've been there now.
1 year is nothing.
So yeah, that's about it. Check both of our channels for content from Toy Fair. A lot of that's going on mine. We can post them up on yours too as well. And check out our Toy Fair recap and our New York City recap.
Talk to you.
The channels. Bye.
Talk to you. Bye.